Tales from the Arabian Nights. How it all began. King Sassanide, who had ruled for 400 years from Persia to the borders of China, was a very respected king. All the people in the kingdom loved him very dearly. He had 2 sons, and the kingdom was to go to the elder son, Shahryar. The 2 sons loved each other so much that after so many years, Shahryar divided the kingdom into 2 and gave 1/2 to his beloved brother. Sultan Shahryar had a wife whom he loved the most, and accidentally he had discovered her with another man. He was not able to take this, and he ordered his wife to be killed. It made him go crazy. He thought all the women at the bottom of their heart are evil, and so everybody must be executed. He married a new wife every night, and the following morning they were to be executed. The job of finding a new wife every day was given to the Grand Vizier. Even though the Grand Vizier did not like what he was doing, but he was supposed to do because he was the loyal subject of the kingdom. He really did not like sending innocent girls to be killed. And one day, he was discussing about this issue with his 2 daughters. The elder one, Scheherazade, was the most beautiful and the smart one. The younger one, Dinarzade, had no particular gifts to distinguish her from other girls. Scheherazade had been masters in philosophy, medicine, history, and fine arts, and most of all, her beauty excelled that any girl in the kingdom of Persia would be jealous. One day, his eldest daughter, Scheherazade, requested her father to give her in marriage to the Sultan. Hearing this, the Grand Vizier cried in horror. He asked, "Do you know what it means to get married to the Sultan?" Scheherazade, calm and poised, said, "Oh, dear father, please don't worry. If I do what I plan to do, I can stop the killing of innocent women, stop this terror which is going on. And if I lose, I will die a diligent death." The Grand Vizier tried to convince his daughter, but it was not going to happen. The Grand Vizier told his news to Sultan Shahryar. Sultan Shahryar asked the Grand Vizier, "Are you sure your daughter really wants to marry me? But remember, the laws apply to you as well. If you have to kill your daughter, you must do it. And if you fail to do so, your head will be cut." "O Sultan, I may be the father of my daughter, but I'm still your loyal subject, and I will do what I am supposed to do." On returning, the Grand Vizier told Scheherazade the news, and she received the news as if it was the most happiest thing in the whole wide world. And she was getting ready for that night. She requested Dinarzade, her sister, for a great help. She said, "My dear sister, once the king takes me, I will request him that you sleep with me for the last night that I might live. And if you do so, remember to wake me 1 hour before the sunrise and tell these words: 'My dear beloved sister, if you're not asleep, will you please tell one of your charming stories before the sunrise, as it is the last that I am going to hear?' And Dinarzade, with pleasure, accepted to do it. And when Scheherazade went into Sultan's room, the Sultan lifted her veil. He was amazed to look at her beauty, but was confused to see her crying, and he asked what the matter was. Scheherazade said that she had a beloved sister, and she requested the Sultan to allow her to sleep this last night with her. The Sultan granted her request, and as said, Dinarzade woke her sister up 1 hour before the sunrise, and she said, "My dear beloved sister, if you're not sleeping, will you please tell one of your charming stories, as this is the last night that I will be able to hear of it?" The Sultan was also interested in listening to one of her stories. Scheherazade, not giving any reply to her sister, looked at the king and asked, "My dear Sultan, will you allow me to tell one of my stories for my beloved sister?" The Sultan granted her permission, and that is how the tales of the Arabian Nights began. This is Abi telling stories for Story Island. Good night, sweet dreams.